Welcome back to consecutive day 1038 of a diary of a runpreneur, and today's topic is playing the player, not the hand. So please do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment so more people we get in front of. The more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. All the information about the challenge, how you can get involved, is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1038 of a diary of a runpreneur, and today's topic is playing the player, not the hand. So the reason for this topic is it's a bit of a play on an analogy from a game of poker. In that I was at Stag Do at the weekend and we had a game of poker, and it's quite apparent when you're playing with a kind of wide range of different personality types that some people are super aggressive when it comes to gambling, some people are super risk averse, and you can kind of get, I'm no expert poker player by any stretch, but I would certainly play my hand differently based on who was left in the hand. And this analogy rings quite true to business partners as well. And I had a planning meeting today with one of my business partners, Jack, and Jack will be the first to admit that he struggles massively with focus and discipline. Incredibly creative, incredibly good at extroverted activities like building relationships, opening doors, coming up with ideas. These types of things are bread and butter to him. However, give him a project to work on through to completion, he would absolutely struggle on. And today's meeting was set up as a planning meeting. So he turned up kind of prepared for it with lots of different ideas and things for the future, what the X is going to look like when Y happens, all this type of stuff. And I just cut him short today completely and just focused on one or two things that we need to do now, and then said, right, that's good, we've agreed on this is brilliant, right, let's leave it there for today. And he was like, what, are we not going into, you know, the next 12 months and stuff for the future and all this side of things? And I said no. I said to be honest with you, I would normally, but it doesn't help you whatsoever. In fact, it actually hinders you in terms of things. You have too many things floating around your head, you're focusing on too many different things at once, and you lose that level of focus, that level of prioritization, and as a result has an adverse effect on what we're trying to do now, because the next 3, 6, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years are almost irrelevant if you don't do the right things here and now in the right prioritization, having the right discipline, the right accountability and consistency to just nudge that progress needle forward every single day. And it caught him short. He was a little bit miffed to begin with, but then I think the penny dropped at the end and he realized that, you know what, this makes complete sense. Let's not go off on a tangent and get excited about stuff in the future, because there is a time and a place for planning, absolutely, but I just said there's so many things going on at the moment, all positive stuff. Had a great month in March, and as a result we're in a really good position into the beginning of April, but it was one of those things where you just needed to stay in the here and now and focus on the here and now in order to ensure that we don't slip up. After getting momentum in March, we've got to carry this forward into April, May, June, July onwards, and not fall into traps in the past where our eyes have been caught and if we've been distracted in too many different directions. So that's a prime example of when this stuff needs to happen, and this was a perfect example of understanding people, understanding people's strengths and weaknesses, and playing to their strengths or weaknesses, however you want to word it. But for me, it was pretty clear today. As much as I wanted to talk about the future and all these things, I just knew that it would do very little benefit to Jack in the way that he operates, and that he just needs to see the next thing ahead of him, and then the next thing ahead of him, and then the next thing ahead of him. And when we get to a position where, you know, we've achieved what we set out to achieve in the short term, we can then start looking at medium and long term, but not the time for that is not now. So yeah, the moral to the story today is, you know, business is a lot about people. People are one of the core pillars of building a successful and scalable business. Systems and processes and data are the other two in the three that I always talk about. And people, to get the best out of people, play to their strengths. If somebody gets distracted too easily, keep them focused. If somebody is in a really creative role, give them the space and the freedom to be creative. So play to people's strengths in the same way that you play the player rather than the hand in a game of poker, because you're trying to play against somebody's weaknesses, basically. Whereas in business, and if we're talking about partners, you're going to play to someone's strengths as opposed to the overarching goals of the business. So I hope that helps. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. Please do remember to give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. As the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. All the information about the challenge and how you can get involved in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.